皆さんお疲れ様でました。はい、テンション非常に高いんですけれども、3度目の、インタビューにしてですね、やっとメンバーが揃ってくれたんですけども、So it's my third time to interview you guys, but it's the first time we have everybody here.
Yeah.
So
it's
welcome
hard
back
to
to
get all
Japan.
this in one place. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
So you got a little bit sick on stage last time?
Yeah, you know what? This whole like vomiting thing has gone way out of control. I have people walking up to me like, "Oh, I hear you vomit in Tokyo."
It was more of a diarrhea thing.
Yeah, it was more of a diarrhea thing. Everyone, just so you know, it wasn't so much my mouth as I was just blowing it straight out of my asshole.
All right. We're just a little bit worried about it, so.
No, it was cool. I mean, I didn't. The first show was fun, and the second show, before the show, I started feeling really lousy. And I wasn't sure if I was going to make it through the whole show, but I felt like it'd be a good idea to try, rather than just to cancel the show. And so we got like 8 or 9 songs into it, and I thought that rather than barf in front of 2,000 people, that I just
like I did the night before.
Like you did the night before. You did. That's right. Taylor actually threw up the day before.
But I actually made it all the way through the show.
Yeah, but that's just because he's got midget power. So that's
Wow. But I heard the
See, it would have came out. See, if Dave would have barfed on stage, it would have came out through his nostrils. It took out the whole first 10 rows.
Well, the crowd was really going crazy, and they really loved the show.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, yeah.
So, it's been since Fuji Rock, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then now you have a new guitar player, too.
Franzu.
Yeah.
Franzu.
From, you were performing in Japan with Jay, right? From Lunacy, right? Yeah. So, how did this all happen, between Pat and...
Pat, before the album even came out, Pat told us that he wanted to leave, and we said, first we asked him to stay, and he didn't want to. So then we asked, you know, if he'd stick around long enough that we could, so that we wouldn't have to cancel any shows, because we had to wait for Franz. We decided we wanted Franz to do it, and we had to wait for Franz to be done with the tour with Jay down here, and then when Franz was finished, he came straight into New York, and we...
Video Music Awards, right?
Yeah, that was the first day. I mean, that was like the day you got... He came back from Japan the day before that. So, I mean, it was that quick.
Yeah. And, so, what, Pat is doing his own thing right now?
I don't think Pat's doing anything right now.
No?
I think that is his own thing.
You know what? Yeah, that's true. He got his driver's license, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That's good, because he's
like
40 now.
Yeah. So,
I'm probably doing a lot of driving now.
I heard that you guys knew each other for like over 10 years, man.
We met in like
85. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It's quite a long time. You've been contacting each other in the meanwhile?
Yeah, we kept in touch.
Email.
See, the band he was in, after Scream, he went on to start a band called Wool. I went on to Nirvana, and Wool toured more than any band I've ever seen in my life, I think. You guys toured, they toured like as much as Black Flag.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a lot. So, they were hard to pin down.
Life is pain.
Yeah.
Isn't it though?
So, you had two big like member changes in the last year, but you kept on touring, and tensions are always really high. So,
Rock and roll
what's the secret to keeping it all up like that?
Well, the tension's not always really high. I think that, no, this tour's been pretty lax. This tour's been pretty good. I think that keeping on the road a lot of the time makes everyone sort of like, it just feels weird to be so uprooted all the time. But what's the secret? The secret is, what is the secret, Taylor?
To what?
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. And then we also met a pop
I'll get back to you on that one.
Concert and Fuji Rock, and speaking of concert, the record came out. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I haven't heard the whole thing. I've just heard some of it.
Yeah. I thought it was a great idea making a record out of it.
They made a documentary too, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the documentary either. Yeah. And so, what else have you been up to since you left Japan last time?
Nothing. Touring, right?
Yeah. You toured with Red Cross, and you had a talk show. You also had Atari Teenage, right?
No, we did a couple shows with Rage Against the Machine, and Atari Teenage Riot were on those shows too.
No, they were just on one of them, weren't they?
Yeah, actually, it was just one.
Last time I talked to you guys, I talked to you actually, you talked about Atari Teenage Riot. They're one of the most exciting bands at that time.
Yeah, I thought they were great. And live there, I thought they were amazing too, because they made even the hardest of listeners turn away because
Yeah.
they're just so fucking abrasive, and they have that strobe light, just like. And they're awesome.
Okay. And I heard that you did something with Puff Daddy.
I did a remix with Puff Daddy, but it wasn't. It was just about 6 hours in the studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't really a big, long, involved deal. It was pretty quick.
Well, so we got this we received this news from MTV News kind of thing, and like Dave Grohl and Puff Daddy in the same studio. It was, yeah, it sounded like a big thing. So, but it was only
pretty
actually.
cool. Well, you know, it was fun. I mean, he called and he wanted me to put some real instruments and stuff on a song, and so I did it. And I did it kind of quick, and then he mixed it in with some other stuff, and it came out as the rock remix. So, but see, that's my favorite. The original track is kind of my favorite track of his anyway. So when he said he wanted to remix it, I was like, why? The original's really good. So.
Okay. Now being in the Foo Fighters, did it change your life somehow? Like things getting bigger and like.
Well, I'm just never at home.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't changed my life that much. I mean, I've always been playing in bands.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much a continuation of that.
How's it being in Japan now as a Foo Fighter? Now, I mean, you used to be with Jay, different audience, and.
Well, it's like hanging out with a bunch of Americans.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to hanging out with a bunch of Japanese people.
Well, I mean, like I guess like Jay, like Jay's most audience like girls.
Yeah, it
more
was
than
all
boys,
like
right?
it was working. What did you say?
Girls more than boys, right?
Yeah, it was majority like girls, like 13-year-olds and shit like that.
So you enjoyed working with Jay too at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like his work?
I enjoyed that whole tour. I mean, I'd never been to Japan before.
You liked it more than this tour.
He does.
Yeah. And you also did some soundtracks, and meanwhile did some new recording stuff. Yeah.
Recorded a thing for a movie, and I think that's really it. I mean, really all we've been doing is just touring and touring and touring, which is usually what we do. And we're just starting to write some new songs and doing some songs for movies. And when we come home from this tour, we're going to start recording some stuff and getting some new songs together.
Yeah. And in Japan, this time touring around, you went to places like Sapporo and Matsumoto, and those places that like American bands don't usually go to much. Like usually American bands go Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, maybe that's about it. And you also went to Fukuoka, and yeah. So how's it touring all over the country in Japan?
I liked it.
Did you like every part of it? Or?
It was really cold in
Yeah.
Sapporo.
Sapporo was
It was really nice.
What's skiing is for?
Seafood was awesome there too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah, the snow. Did it snow there when you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
It was great. Everybody gets sick.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a
So
recurring nightmare that we're having on this tour. But it was great. And Matsumoto was kind of small and sort of boring, but a wonderful city nonetheless.
さて、Foo Fighters のインタビュー in Japan, right? You're performing last night. What are you up to when you go back now?
Well, from here we go to Australia,
You go to Australia.
which we're looking forward to because it's summer there, meaning it's going to be warm and not snowing, and then we spend another 2 weeks there and just go straight back home.
You prefer warm places more than like cold places?
I don't think as a band we've really, got a policy going yet, but he's good.
Yeah,
He's good.
Sun's
The sun is good.
Sun's good. So swimming outdoors, that's always a plus. I think that touring in warm weather tends to be a little more fun because you can get a handle on some extracurricular activities and really enjoy the outdoor life on the road rather than just sort of staying inside and we did go snowboarding one day in Sapporo.
だいぶお疲れの様子なんですけど、これからいよいよですね、東京のファイナルステージ、追加公演の、ライブをお送りするわけなんですけれども。So now you're gonna go on stage soon. Can we expect a new album soon sometime?
Well, I don't think we're gonna. I mean, we just put that other one out like 8 months ago.
Well,
you guys, man, I don't think we can keep up with the pace here. No, I think we're gonna take a little more time this time, and we put out 2 albums and did a whole bunch of touring in the space of 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why we wanted to do that was just to sort of establish ourselves as a band, so that we would just feel established. And I think we've achieved that, and now we can sort of sit back and really work on the next thing and take our time doing it.
Yeah. So this time, when you leave Japan, we won't get to see you for a while, is it?
Who knows? You know what? We'll
You can't
probably end
tell.
up back here in like 5 months.
Okay. いやね、また本当ね、近々、来てもらって、
Great show.
どんどん来てもらって。
I actually had someone said, Brian said that we toured Japan too much.
Yeah.
He did. He's like, why are you guys back here so
Just
soon?
came, we was-
It's like, wait a second, we were here.
You say it's too soon?
Yeah, he was like, well, you guys toured Japan too much. So, sorry.
Well, let him talk. I don't know. I think the fans are happy to have you here, like on your own tour. Last time was Fuji Rock.
Yeah.
So they're definitely happy.
I'm cool with
Yeah.
it, you know.
And there were people in front of the in front of the place asking me for tickets. Do we let them in? Because
Really?
they can't get any more tickets. So I think it's really good that you guys are here. So.
Right on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, man.
ということで今日ライブ頑張って、have a good show.
Thank you.
Yeah. どうもありがとうございました。フーファイターズの